Okay, welcome to the Brothers Podcast. I'm your host, Lee, and this is my brother, Byron.
Hey.
And then our other brother from another mother, Joe.
I'm Joe.
You had to blow into the mic right at that moment, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. I interrupted.
I was giving you more of an entrance.
He keeps talking over you.
Yeah, the whoosh was my entrance. That was me flying down from the heavens.
Yeah. Whoosh.
Like, just imagine a fog machine behind him as he enters a little ramp that's lit up.
Anyway, so squonks. Have you guys ever heard of squonks?
I never have.
Okay, so actually I have to Google this to make sure.
No.
I know what I'm talking about because squonks are pretty interesting.
Yeah,
The squonk is a mythical creature that is reputed to live in the hemlock forest of northern Pennsylvania in the United States.
Northern Pan.
First attested in 1910. And apparently, upon seeing them, they get scared, they cry, and they fade into water.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, God!
Yeah.
Kind of makes me think
That
that
is
episode of...
fucking terrifying.
Right? Kind of makes me think of that Rick and Morty episode where Jerry
Rick and
turns
Morty
into a puddle.
episode with the fucking when the fucking clone melts. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought of.
And apparently, the reason why it cries and it gets scared is because it's so fucking ugly that
Oh, my God,
it's afraid of people looking at it because it's so
I
ugly.
don't want to see it.
It's like ashamed of it being seen.
What lore is this? Like,
It's from
what side of the
Pennsylvania
world?
in the 1910s.
It should be ashamed of itself.
It is.
Good.
It literally is.
Disgusting.
What does it look like?
It's ugly as hell. It kind of looks like a mutated dog baby.
Weird. So what if this was like, okay, so just hear me out here. But what if this was like some really ugly actual
Like this.
Oh, God.
So what?
I mean, that
What happens after it does that? So it doesn't hurt anybody or anything. These things just disappear into puddles, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it kind of just disappears into a puddle.
It's like an SCP
So
that does nothing.
Kind of, yeah. This is what it looks like, by the way, Joe.
What is that? What's an SCP?
Oh,
this
shit.
thing is fucking gross.
Byron doesn't know what an SCP is.
Yeah, I've seen. Okay, so I'm on YouTube, right, here and there, and I'm looking up videos I want to watch, and then it's like, oh, you want to watch this shit, and there's those videos about that, and I'm like, I don't know what it's talking about.
Okay, so SCP is a foundation called Secure, Contain, and Protect, right?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And the idea is that it's basically like creepypasta. People take that idea and they make their own stories around it and objects that are contained within the facility. And they're always think of like Warehouse 13 but much darker.
Okay. Warehouse 13 was
Much
a cool
darker.
show. Could have been darker.
And it's like a
But-
foundation that like but
Is
they
it-
just kind of
is it a
throw
real
employees
foundation?
away like fodder.
I don't understand. Is it a real foundation,
pretty-
or is this like a video game, or what are you talking about?
No, it's also technically
It's
encrypted.
all like creepypasta just made up.
It's
like
creepypasta, yeah.
base.
Creepy.
So creepypasta, Byron, is like scary stories that people make up.
Okay.
But like it's based on some of it is based on like cryptids and some of it's based on what people perceive or claim are real.
What am I actually? I'll tell you. Check out Dr. Void.
Dr. Void.
There you
Doc-
go.
I
Yeah,
like
he's just got
Dr.
videos of
Banana
like
Boy.
SCPs. He reads out and he actually animates it. You can see stuff, and it's because honestly, reading an SCP is difficult. It's like reading a file. But if somebody explains it to you, it's better. It's more of a story.
You're more of a story.
Yeah, he is. So there are. See, I don't want to say I really believe in like cryptids. Those scary stories are silly to me. That's why I don't really like horror movies. I just don't care for them. I don't think they're scary. So anyway,
I usually don't either.
yeah. So, because they're not.
But the psychological shit, right?
Well,
That's the shit that gets me.
some psychological
Like, yeah,
thrillers are pretty entertaining. I wouldn't say they scare me,
That's
but
why I like that. That's why the SCP stuff is more, because it's definitely more psychological.
Well, some of it is.
But me and Lee have actually
Yeah, I guess not all.
possibly witnessed our own cryptid before, but I still don't necessarily know if I adhere to the idea that or belief that there are those things like Bigfoot or whatever. Like, I mean,
Wait.
possible it could
Okay.
exist. I mean,
So
you know
what
what I mean?
happened? Now we need the story.
But well, okay, so I'll get into that here momentarily. But like ghosts, like I mean, they don't exist, but people claim they do. The laws of physics dictate that ghosts can't possibly exist. So what is it? If they are real, is it like a hallucination? Is it like a glimpse into a parallel universe? Like, what is it? Aliens? But scientists did do some research.
I would say, yeah,
did
your glimpse into the parallel universe sounds more plausible than anything, in my opinion.
honestly, to me too.
Like seeing through like the membrane of like our reality to another, and just seeing like
Yeah.
other people existing over there.
Yeah, and let's say most people report seeing ghosts as people that they don't recognize. You know what I mean? It's not like someone they know. So it's not like they're meeting their dead relatives. That so they think, but if they did, or whoever they're seeing, it could potentially be that they're seeing someone from the other side, and they're just like, "Oh, a ghost," because it's not really conventional thinking that there's another universe parallel to ours, right next to ours, and there's another us living another life over there, potentially.
Yeah, I kind of think.
I mean, actually,
yeah, I think about
I kind
ghosts.
I kind of
being-
subscribe to that theory pretty deep.
Yeah,
Right, I think it's more plausible. I mean, so there was a research that they did where they determined that there are creatures that exist alongside of us that we can't perceive. They can't harm us. They're always there, but they're not like physically in the realm where we can touch them and interact with them, which is weird to think.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's that weird. I think the concept of ghosts, like being other dimensional beings, or possibly beings that are like in a parallel universe, so to speak. So they're like us or whatever. Like a ghost could essentially be a person who's supposed to be alive in our dimension, but isn't.
Yeah.
And they're just roaming in their same path.
Could be.
And
we're not
that's why we
supposed to
see
see it,
them.
but sometimes we do.
Right, because like our universe is kind of like rub up against each other in certain locations, Does that make any sense? What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
What were you doing? Like eating popcorn or something?
Eating popcorn.
No, I muted because I was coughing.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. Byron can't mute his mic.
Well, even if I could, I'd probably still just cough.
Yeah, he would. He doesn't give a shit.
None.
Make you edit it out,
Stop it, pirate.
just like all of this.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop.
That's me. That's what I sound like. You can't do it. Stop.
No.
You're not only breaking the law, you're breaking
Yeah,
the rules.
You're breaking my heart.
Ooh, I just
So that
everything.
story about the thing
yeah,
that
yeah.
Lee encountered. We were, how old were we? Probably about 14 or so. I was about 14 or 15.
No, that can't be right. 'Cause
13
I
or
was like
14.
7 or 8.
It's like
maybe.
I was like 13 or
Yeah.
14. So yeah, you're like 7 or 8 or so. You're 5 years younger than me.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was these. Okay, so we lived in Boaz, West Virginia, which was like, I don't know, 10 miles, 5 miles down the. Well, it's like right rubbing up next to this town called Williamstown, where we went to high school. And our neighbors, the Bandies, they lived like basically at the end of the road. Because if you went further, it was like a gravel path, and there was like a family that lived up at the top of this hill. But basically, they were at the end, and it went uphill. And there was like this wooded area behind their house, and we would go up there and disappear for hours, just playing in the woods, right by the house though. But a lot of the times, we would go a little further, we'd venture deeper into the woods that would go way back behind the neighborhood, basically. And there was even a point where they had built like a cell phone tower up there. But before they did that, there was just like a hill, and there was like a field. And in the middle of it, there was like a trailer. Nobody like lived in it or stayed in it or anything, but it was there. And so we would have to pass through that, and we'd have to climb over a couple fences. They were like kind of barbed wired, but they weren't so bad. Like there were spots we could squeeze through, And we would often just do that. And there was like a 4-wheeler trail, and we would follow it for miles, like we'd just like go way out in the woods. And a lot of the time we wouldn't see much of anything, like other people or animals or anything. But one time we go up there, we'd usually go with like our friend Kenny. Our sister would go with us, Shannon, Courtney. I don't know, was she with us this time? Was
I know
Tyler
Kenny
Bandy with
and
us?
all those people.
Oh yeah. Well, no, you're thinking of Kenny Boggs.
Boggs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not
We're
Boggs.
talking about Kenny Bandy.
Kenny Bandy was.
Now
this
we
kid
have to
went
edit
to
things.
Yeah, nah,
No.
that's not
That'll be
necessary.
alright.
Yeah. So they would often go up in the woods with us and explore. And so this particular time, anyway, so we'd climb the fence, we're down the trail, and I don't think we even got very far, maybe a quarter of a mile, less. It was like something came down out of a tree, It was weird because you couldn't really see or tell what it was. It was kind of a shadow or like a dark blur.
Yeah, it was almost like a silhouette.
Yeah, but it had mass because we heard it like thud against the ground.
And it moved trees and branches and shit out of the way, like.
Yeah, it rustled, it made noise. And we were all looking at each other like, what the hell, what is that? Like, what, can you see that? And we're all freaking out.
Hold on.
It had no shape? Like, it was just like shadow?
Yeah, I mean.
It was kind of like a blur.
At
Yeah,
its
it was like a
core?
blob.
Like a swirling mass of something, but you couldn't tell what it was?
It had like the silhouette of almost a person, but like abnormally large. Not quite human. If that makes any sense.
For me, from what I remember, it looked like nothing. It was just darkness. It was like a blob, and it was small. It wasn't large, but Lee was younger than me. I was, bigger than him at the time.
Maybe I just perceived more. I don't know, but I'll draw a picture of it sometime because it really is almost like massless looking, or like. I don't know. It was a silhouette. It's hard to explain. I have to draw it.
Gotta
Just
draw
it for
that.
you guys. Yeah.
Yep, gotta draw
Yeah,
that for me
and
sometime. For
We
sure.
didn't see it for very long either because, for one, we were scared. We took off running.
Yeah, we were scared shitless.
But for two, it was fast. And
Did it come after you? Or
Yeah.
did it just like slowly come down and just like go away?
Well, what happened was we're walking along this trail, and we get to. There's trees everywhere, just we're in the woods, but we get to this one particular tree where all of a sudden it seems like something kind of drops out of it and it hits the ground, and we all kind of stop, and we're looking at each other, and we're like, what the hell? And we're like, let's get the heck out of here, We take off running back down, we get through the fence, and we get to that field area I described earlier where the trailer was. There's like this tall grass, but it was pretty open, you could see, and we're right at the edge of the wood line that was like basically the backyard of the Bandy's house. So we thought, okay, whew, we're safe,
Yeah, we're good.
all of a sudden, at the edge of the grass where the field meets the woods, the fence and all that, it's like, and something's like shaking the grass and it's moving towards us. And we're just like, ah! We take off running and go down through the woods that lead into their backyard and run into their house. And we're like, what was that? Nobody could like describe it.
And by the way, at this point, I had gotten separated from them because they were in the
we
middle
thought
of the
it ate 'em.
field. Yeah, they were in the middle of the field, and I was still back in the woods, and it like somehow passed me, and I didn't notice. But I saw it going after them, and I got scared shitless, and I went back down towards their house because I was like, they could get eaten. I don't want to get eaten.
So
Yeah, there was like a road that led up to that hill too. You could get to from the back, and that's like where he went down.
Yeah, it's like I think this was before they built that.
It was definitely before they built the tower, because after they built the tower, the grass wasn't there anymore.
So what
They
you're
grabbed
saying
the whole
is you
area
don't
and
know
they
how
built a
the thing
fence
that you
up.
saw got past you 'cause you didn't see it, and then like it was chasing your brother and the other two friends that were with you in front of you, and you could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what I'd seen, I didn't actually see here at this point. I didn't see the silhouette anymore. I just saw the grass shifting and moving, and
Right.
yeah,
So it's not. Is it the grass or is it like bushes? Is it like tall grass? What is it?
it's like tall grass. It was tall grass.
So you could just see it like moving around.
Yeah,
And something was
it was
clearly moving
like
through it.
it almost looked like somebody was running through the field, like some big person or like a dog was running through the field through this tall grass, and.
But you couldn't see what it was.
But there was
Because of the
nothing
grass.
there. Yeah, it was like the grass was just shifting on its own.
Yeah.
But it was going right for them.
Yeah, it was scary.
Oh, there was
as hell.
nothing. Oh.
Yeah,
What?
it was weird.
You're quiet, Joe.
That's pretty dope.
Oh.
It's pretty dope, bro.
That's
You
good.
guys almost got eaten by a forest monster.
This is the episode about the forest monster.
Yeah, let me tell you a tale,
Hey, man,
children.
forest monsters. I got a paranormal tale.
Yeah.
Personally happened to me.
Do tell.
Let's hear it.
So me and I'll just say JS, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the yellow car.
Hey,
So
you
me
would.
and JS were
Don't say my name.
out hanging out. Actually, we went up to his parents' house, right? And you know what that is, out like
You were allowed to go there?
middle of nowhere, out past the shitty Walmart.
The shitty one. Yeah, the one up
Yeah.
in.
And,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like south side, I think.
Mini Wells.
Sorry. But
Yeah, if you keep going through South Side, you'll come to Mineral Wells, and there's a shitty Walmart there.
yeah.
I've been there.
Exactly. Yeah, Mineral Wells.
Oh, as a matter of fact.
Sorry, like out there, Mineral Wells, like way out in the boonies is where JS's parents live.
Yeah.
I got a story
Anyway.
to tell about that
Later.
Walmart sometime.
Let him tell his first.
Do what?
I got a story to tell about that Walmart sometime.
Okay. Anyway, so we were out there helping his parents move something or something, I believe. I don't
Was it
quite remember,
pounds?
but I'm pretty sure his parents asked us to come out there to help with something. He asked me to come with him, because he didn't want to have to do it by himself. It was like
Yeah.
putting shit in a trunk or something, some menial
Bodies.
labor. And then, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
exactly.
then.
You get it.
So we were driving away, right? We're leaving his parents' house. And like as you're leaving, there's like sections of where there's like houses and there's like no houses and there's like a couple houses and then no houses because it's like out in the boonies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where we were at, there was like a string of like 4 or 5 houses, right? On this little street. And there was like a little tiny cornfield in front of us. It had to be like an acre because it was real small, and like a little square patch.
It's
And
probably like a quarter acre.
yeah, it was kind of funny actually. And
He didn't say
anyway,
funny.
up in the fucking like houses, all the electric went out like on them. Just the ones that were on the street, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And the ones like down the street, we could see that they weren't out. And then like the radio started getting like fuzzy, but just like a sound that was really, really quiet, and then slowly got loud as fuck to where you couldn't hear the radio. And then we look up in the sky, and there's like two giant, like, I don't know, man, like.
Was
The
it
best way I can
lights or
describe it is
something?
like,
Did you see lights?
yeah, they were like lightning blasts, like or laser blasts, but they were bright blue, man. They were like ice,
Oh my god, you
ice
saw
element
sprites.
blue.
Well,
And
I mean,
they fired like directly towards like the earth is what it seemed or whatever, and they were like they hit like what would look like a force field or something, like as if we were on the opposite edge of the force field, and the light lasers or whatever were hitting it and like just kind of breaking on the force field, and like
so what? They like hit the
then
ground and
slowly-
then they separated, or
do what?
they hit the ground, they separated.
No, they didn't hit the ground. They hit this like wall in the sky. What looked like, I don't
Oh.
know, maybe the atmosphere. I don't know. Like
It could have been.
they hit like as if we were on the other side of an invisible shield, and it was hitting that shield in front of us.
Okay,
But way
so
up
kind of
in
like
the
that
sky.
scene in Signs
So Google
with the bird.
And, like-
sprites.
Do what?
Google sprites when he is.
Okay, I'll do it.
Well, he's doing it. Sprites are often seen by pilots flying up high in the sky, but they're like these electrical phenomenon from like, lightning, basically, but like, related to it, but they're like blasts or sparks of lightning, I guess.
Well, it's called ball lightning.
It definitely
lighting,
fucked
yeah.
with everything electric that was around us. Like everything was going weird.
So
It was
from what
so
I've
cool.
from what I've heard,
And then after I saw it, I looked at Jason and I go, "Did you fucking see that?" And he was like, "Oh man, I really wish you didn't say that."
Like what?
Yeah,
He was
like
hoping
it's
it
like the
didn't
one
happen.
thing, because Jason, he's like super Christian, so he don't
Yeah.
really. I don't think he likes to admit about it, but like,
well, like
it happened.
So-
and
so
he
ball
can't
lightning-
deny it.
ball lightning tends to have this effect where it almost has like an electromagnetic pulse of sorts, and it can like knock out some electrical components and stuff like that. But for the most part, ball lightning is just kind of like a strange phenomena where somehow electricity is just caught in the atmosphere in like a ball-like shape. I don't know. I'm kind of talking out of my ass, but not really.
this was
'cause
like
I do
it
know
was
about
so
it, but I just
bright
don't know
blue.
that much about it.
Like the weird thing about it was
It's
the
blue.
color.
Yeah. Well, ball lightning can be
Honestly,
different
to
colors
us.
too. They actually just recently discovered some kind of phenomena that's kind of like aurora borealis, but it's red.
Yeah.
What was that called? Do you remember what that was?
Or something.
Yeah, here. I'll Google it real quick.
But yeah, it definitely made us think like did like a transformer blow on a house and cause something weird to happen in the sky? Like I don't fucking know. It was so weird.
Or they call it the blood. They call it the blood aurora.
Blood aurora.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but ours was blue.
Yeah, I'm
Blue is
just
like
saying.
bright blue,
Okay.
like-
Once you shut your freaking mouth,
be
you
saying-
piece of crap.
I'll
Yeah.
Freaking
Made me
piece
ill.
of poop. Poop
Oh,
mouth.
no.
Got poop in your mouth. Poop
I don't
mouth.
have any poop in my mouth.
I'm gonna put the poop in your mouth.
Better never.
Bear
My
Cloud.
turds are famously huge.
Byron messaged me that one day, and I think I responded with, "My feces is infamously large," or something like that.
Large.
Infamously enormous.
I am abreast with currency.
I am quite abreast with feces.
He has so many pillows.
I am from England. I am wearing a top hat.
I have a monocle.
I think that's what Englanders are really like.
No, they're all like, "Oi, mate! Oi, pass me a
it's
beer,
just-
mate!
All right, now that's racist.
Look at my stupid teeth!" Oh.
I mean, at least we're talking about other white people. I guess that's okay.
I mean, yeah, we're just stereotyping a culture. That's all.
That's all, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got my my Harambe today.
Yeah. His Harabe.
That's what we've been calling it. It's a kalimba. You know, the thing that goes.
What did you call me?
Byron's like, dicks out for kalimba or some shit. I was like, Byron, that's the wrong thing.
So-
You're thinking of Harambe.
So, yeah, I was looking at weird shit today, and I found a massive sinkhole was discovered in Chile.
Tell us. Oh, you didn't physically find it and
And it's-
across it.
No, yeah.
No.
Shit, there goes the ground.
It's in Chile, bro.
Chill.
It's 656
I
from
think
top to bottom. A sinkhole that could fit the entire Washington Monument inside, with 100
Yeah.
feet to spare.
Okay, so there are
That's
also
insane.
holes like that in Russia and in Ukraine.
This one looks like perfect too. And it's
Yeah,
right
they're
in
like
the middle of,
perfectly
a
round
road.
holes, right?
Yeah, it's like a perfect hole. Like somebody just. It's like a wizard cast magic hole, and it got out of hand.
Yeah, he was like fireball, and he aimed the wrong way.
He was like hole of holding, and oh shit! There
"Oh
goes
no!
there goes my ex-wife.
Oh my god,
maybe
my
he did that on
ex-wife."
Maybe that's why this hole's right in the middle of the road, because it like took somebody out.
Oh shit! It's in the middle of a
And
road.
that was
Did like a
yeah,
car
it's
disappear
right in the middle of a
forever?
road.
Or did like a car fall in and then come out somewhere else?
No, it doesn't say that.
There's nothing about a
It
car.
fell through and went all the way to China.
No, if you fell through, you would be dead.
If
There's
you
water
fell
at the
into
bottom.
this hole, you would be dead. Brought
Says
to you
there's
by
water.
Carl's Jr. Fuck you, I'm eating.
It says you can fit the whole Washington Monument in 656 feet deep.
660
Wow.
feet deep.
That's pretty bad.
Wait, you say
56.
56. 656?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say if it was 666, I'd be a little
Oh,
concerned.
656.
It's like, oh, that's hell down there, literally. Literally, mate. Mate, can you push me,
And then
babe?
there's-
Imagine if you're walking along
I guess
and
there's
you
water
like,
at the
get
bottom.
sucked down with one.
Wait, what did you say, Joe?
It's filled with water.
Water.
Oh yeah, because it would have below the water table.
Yeah. It's where the fish come from.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody photoshopped a hole in the ground. And it worked.
How do you
It's real
okay,
life.
okay. If it looks like that, maybe it actually is.
Is it Russian news?
No, it's
Can't
not in
trust
Russia.
It is not.
Oh wait, it's in Chile.
Yeah, in Chile.
Because you
Oh god, it's full
speaking
of
of
chili.
it's full of chili. Yeah, it's like a hot bowl of chili. Speaking of chili, I mean,
That's not true.
it's not true. It's simply not true.
I don't think that's
Okay.
true.
Physically impossible.
Giant hole in Chile. Whoa! Okay.
see it?
I am.
That is.
Isn't that cool? And it's
really
right in the middle of that
fucking
like that road.
Yeah.
You see it? Like
Wow.
it's like there's like
It
a
looks like
factory or
there's a-
something there where people go to work, and then there was just a hole that just opened up.
Yeah, and it literally
Is it-
looks like it's photoshopped there, or
But
it's a
it's not.
shadow. of
Yeah, it
something
does,
from
right?
above.
Like, here's another angle,
It
bro.
just looks like
It's definitely
somebody
not
did it with a.
like a paint tool.
It just doesn't.
They're
look
just like,
real.
bleep.
Yeah. Joe, have you ever seen the videos where the original guy who played Darth Vader, he actually did the dialogue, you know, but then that's when George Lucas was like, wait a minute, we need a way more
Masculine man.
basically he's like, we need a more booming presence, basically, you know. And
Let's
he-
put a vocoder on, what's his name?
on
James Earl Jones.
No.
Yeah, James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need to put a vocoder on James Earl Jones, and he's just like, got it.
And yeah, so it even got to the point where the guy who plays Darth Vader got mad, and he said some shit about Lucas, and he got banned from like going to the Skywalker Ranch and like to any future Star Wars events. To this day, like, well, he's dead now, right? The actor for Darth Vader. Yeah, but before he died,
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe, I don't know. I know the Chewbacca guy's dead, and there's the C-3PO guy.
I think he's still alive. C-3PO?
Maybe. I can't remember which one's died anymore, but he had a feud with Lucas, and he couldn't go to any of the parties or events. And it all started because Lucas was like, "Your voice sounds lame, bro."
This is kind of mean, though.
Right? Yeah, like, fuck your voice.
You still got to play the part.
You know what?
For 3 films.
You know what? Fuck your voice.
Exactly. Well, he's like, if you see
you know how you make all of your money in life? Fuck that.
Fuck that, exactly. The best way.
Oh, he's still alive. C-3PO actor's still alive.
C-3PO actor is still alive, thank God.
Yeah,
Oh, God. I was going to, like, die.
I know, right? Like, no! It'd be screaming like Luke when he found out Vader was his dad. Ah, impossible!
It's impossible! That's not true.
He's like, hey, bro. I'm your dad, bro.
I'm your fam. Isn't that lit?
I'm your fam.
He does just kind of lay it on him real quick. I am your father.
He's like, hey, kiddo,
What?
how would you feel if I was your new dad?
Your new dad. Yeah.
Fuck that
I
uncle.
like
dad
how he
guy.
doesn't really.
It's right after he cuts his hand off, too. It's like, hey,
I know you just cut off your hand, but like,
but I'm your dad.
I know I just cut off your hand. Can we be friends? Look, I should have killed you like 10 years ago, but your mother, she wouldn't have wanted that. So I just threw you out in the desert and just left you there. Oh, and that desert has 2 sons.
I really think that was his way
I
of
hate
trying
sand.
to end the fight.
Do what now?
I thought maybe that was his way of trying to end it.
Was cutting
So he
off his
didn't
own
have to
son's
kill
hand.
him. Like, I'm your son, or I'm your father, join me, join the dark side. We can get to do dark side things.
Well, I mean,
Dark side.
originally, yeah, he was like, come with me, son, join the dark side. And he's like, I'll never do that, you piece of shit. And he's like, all right, well, fuck you then.
Well, disarming and cutting his hand off kind of put him in a position where he only had one option in Vader's eyes, and that would be,
Jump.
there's only one path that he has to conquer left, and that's mental, because at this point Luke's hanging off of that balcony, and he can't fight anymore. His hand's gone.
Yeah, like he
His
can fall
lightsaber's
down that
gone.
reactor shaft or whatever. it is.
Yeah, and he could use the Force, but he wasn't that powerful yet, so it wasn't like he could use the Force to fight Vader as effectively.
Also, he's bawling like a little baby about him being
Yep.
his daddy.
He's all emotional, and that was that's exactly why Vader was like, "I'm gonna spring him now." He's weak. He's injured,
Yeah.
and he's primed to be emotionally plugged.
Dark side. Something dark side.
Yeah. He's all like, look, man, if you don't join the dark side, I'm going to cut off your hand. Okay? He's like, no. And he's like, well,
Which is why those movies
All
are
right.
perfect.
is why
Another
what?
reason.
Why are
Another
they
reason why those
perfect?
movies are fucking just great.
Well, yeah, because they were cohesive and they made sense.
They're very.
Unlike the new ones.
Yeah, something's up with that.
Although Kylo Ren, I thought was a pretty cool badass.
Yeah, I dig him. He's all right.
I liked Rey too. And BB-8. And
Yeah, but the last movie was. I felt like
Alliance
a
was
train
completely
wreck.
retarded. Well, they were completely
Felt
stupid.
like
at it.
I was completely lost.
Yeah, me.
Joe Byron.
Yeah.
Joe Byron.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon! Who's Brandon anyway?
I wish I knew where that came from, but
I'll tell you where it came from.
These nuts.
They think that that one day people were chanting "Go Biden" and they thought that they were chanting "Go Brandon" because they were dumb, and so they started making T-shirts on it to make fun
Go
of Biden.
Brandon.
Yeah,
And now it's like a thing, and it's kind of dumb. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's
really
really dumb.
dumb.
You're not wrong, man. It's pretty fucking
It's like the
retarded.
most light joke I've ever. Like it makes no sense.
Go
Strange.
Brandon. Just like saying,
They're like,
I don't know what that place is called.
it's like.
Bing?
Do you remember that episode of Robot Chicken
Blacko's
when
Tacos.
they're making the clones for like Cobra Commander? And when he pulls the lever, and like a clone comes out, and he's like, "Hail Cobra!" and he's like, "All right," and he sends him on. Then like he pulls the lever, and a clone comes out, and he's like, "Hell no, bruh!" He sends him to like the incinerator.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what that reminds me.
It's kind of like what they wanted to do the clones in Star Wars, you know. But there was that one in the Clone Wars series where he was like all hunched over and old looking, and like they would be like, "Oh yeah, he was smeared up against the side of the tube. That's why he's messed up or something." But
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Like when he was getting cloned, he was like up against the side of the tube.
yeah, he was pressed up against it, you know, and it just messed him up.
It's like sometimes I get pressed, and then I get depressed.
Pressed.
It's a real thing.
It is.
So we were talking about spooky things earlier, and I think along the lines of at least weird and abnormal and stuff.
We were wondering about that big mole on your back, bro.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm just
How did you
kidding.
know?
Is it becoming
no.
ravenous?
Yeah. Is it talking now?
Yeah. Does it speak to you in your dreams?
Don't kill people. You're like, what? Who said that?
me.
But
Said that.
Lick me. I'm
no.
special. I taste yummy.
Because we were talking about clones, there was this thing I read about these lobsters or like crawfish, lobster-like creatures. They're all clones. And I guess that works by them laying eggs that are just their.
Oh no, they're hermaphrodites or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're all they're all technically females, and they actually impregnate themselves with their own DNA.
Yeah.
So they're continuously just like cloning themselves, and
Yeah,
they're
so when
lobsters.
Yeah, when they lay eggs, it just hatches more of themselves.
Lobster
And,
creatures?
yeah, there's a whole species.
Yeah,
of
species of
that are-
All
lobsters, yeah.
crustaceans?
No,
Or
not
just certain.
Yeah,
just
there's,
that lobster, that one lobster.
Oh, okay.
It can like clone itself essentially. Well, and then there's a species of
There's
jellyfish.
jellyfish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that do that same thing.
Go ahead,
and they
go
also do
ahead.
this thing where it's like they die,
They can be like
but they
cut
don't
in half.
really die. They kind of like go back into their fetus cycle, and then they just start living again. So they're kind of like immortal, but they just die and like reborn themselves.
Oh, they're like phoenixes.
Yeah, I think they're even called like phoenix
Oh, I
jellyfish or some
thought
shit.
they like cut in half and split apart into like other.
Well, there's jellyfish that do that too. But there's also starfish that do that.
Fall into small little pieces, and each
Yeah.
one grows into new ones. But they're all genetic
Yeah.
copies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Like-
they never. So crazy. They
Speak
never
up,
die.
Joe.
And so, what if there was like mammals?
It's
that were, like,
immortality.
ants?
Yeah.
And I don't
It's
mean
animal
digging-
mortality. Animal immortality.
What if there were mammals that were like ants? And I don't mean like digging tunnels in the ground, but
But they have like a hive mind,
yeah,
like the Zerg.
yeah, like the Zerg or like hive mind beta 7 or whatever.
Beta Cuck 10.
Yeah. Beta.
We are hive mind
Beta
Beta Cuck 10.
And what's the female one?
Unity.
Unity. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, what's some other examples? There's other. I know there's other movies and shows that have that stuff.
The Borg
The Borg. Oh yeah, from
Star Trek. Yeah. They're kind of like a hive mind.
Yeah.
You talking like hive mind?
Yeah. We can barely hear you, Joe. He keeps shoving the microphone up his ass.
Hive mind.
Oh, it's like the Kalons in that new Orville show. Do you watch that, Joe? It's like
no.
It's like Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, I seen the first like couple of seasons of it a while back when it first came out, but not anymore.
Oh, the third season's been out for maybe 2 months now.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been hooked on a couple.
I think I
Hulu
saw
shows.
1 and 2.
I gotta ask you, Joe. Have you watched Only Murders in the Building on Hulu?
What is it?
It's called Only Murders in the Building.
No.
Okay, it's like a comedy crime mystery series that's awesome. I love it. It's got Chris Martin and Martin Short in it. I know that sounds funny, but it's true. And I think, yeah, they're like the
Call the Martins.
but yeah, they're like the protagonists, and they're trying to solve. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so they're trying to solve a murder that happened in their building. It's like a big complex that they live in, and they're doing a podcast about their investigation.
No.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
It's actually really cool. It's really fucking awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
That is kind of cool, yeah.
Because it's like a
I would
couple of
watch
goofy
that.
old dudes and this like 30-something girl that is like one of their neighbors or whatever. And they're doing this show while they're investigating. And then they get into the whole mix because they get framed for another murder that happens in the building. And so the second season is about another murder that happened in the building. And it's actually really good, though. Which they're not even sure about the killer from the first one, because they did find her. But, like, they're not sure if she was the culprit for the entire thing. So it's really weird, but it's cool.
Seems weird, arrest the person and then someone else does. Might have been the wrong one. I mean, the same building.
Well, I think they did that at one point. They arrested the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cops are stupid.
Cops. They're not always the brightest. Like when I listen to true crime, yeah, it's always like their fault for a good while.
Well, I can't hate
They
cops
just
because,
kinda-
like, I don't know.
No, not all. Not all
all,
cops.
but some of them, yes. There are some, like, and cops will tell you, there are really dumb fucking cops out there.
Yeah,
that
well,
just
yeah.
goes to show you right
I'm
there
talking
is,
back
like-
in the day. A lot of the true crime I'm listening to is 20 years prior.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, I will. Do you listen to a lot of,
It's
like,
just-
true crime podcasts and stuff like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you ever listened to Red Web?
Mm-mm.
Dude, you should give
I
it a
listened
listen.
to Last Podcast on the Left.
Oh, I
It's
need
like
to check
one of
that
the
out.
top ones.
You should check out Red Web. They're one of the, I think they're one of the top. I can't remember, but
Are we still recording?
yeah.
We
Should we record this?
Do you want us to stop? I mean, we could just talk about whatever. That's what this
No.
is
I
about.
mean, saying the podcast names. Should we do that?
Yeah, that's fine. We're giving them a shout out.
Shout out.
Where
Shout it out your ass. What'd you say?
word?
Oh, word. This seat never used to do this. Now it's doing it.
What video games we're gonna stream tonight, boys?
Well, he wanted us to play StarCraft 2, right?
Hell
StarCraft 2.
yeah. Down.
Let me see.
But yeah, he wants to play StarCraft 2, and he wants to play co-op multiplayer.
If we can, I don't know.
If we can. He doesn't
Play
believe we
something
can.
I believe for a three-way.
Oh God!
Oh God. You hitting that vape?
Yeah, because I need some fucking
No, I'm
nicotine.
not talking to you. I'm talking
Yeah,
to
man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got purple haze, bro.
Purple haze, bro. I got some sour diesel.
I got
This
frozen
is
fruit monster.
this is like it's the THC shit, the regular shit, normal but it's something else in it called HHC.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's what they put in animals when they put them down.
It got me pretty good at,
I think
at
HHC
work.
is
man.
the Delta 9, right?
It's actually Delta 13.
Yeah, it says less than 3% Delta 9. So yeah, that's
I've
what it
heard
says on the
of THC 10 too. I'm
I've
like,
heard
what?
I've heard of BBC 9.
back. Yeah,
I bet he has.
yeah. There's Delta 10 and Delta 9.
Is there big beta cuck in it?
Big
And
beta.
Delta 8.
Beta,
And then there's also I saw something called like PPC
Beta
or
cuck
something. And the guy said it was supposed to like not give you a tolerance, but it still did.
Oh, that's bullshit. I mean, you already have a tolerance anyway, though, don't you, Joe?
Yeah, but I mean, man, see, with weed, it's different though. You build a tolerance and then it kind of goes away. It doesn't really last that long. So, like, when you smoke a different strain, you might get fucked up. Like, you might smoke something that's just completely different and just get fucking fried.
Right.
But once you have like a bag of that same type of weed and you're smoking on it for like a week, that last time you smoke, you're not gonna get near as high as you did the first time you smoked on
That's true. Unless you wait like an extra week.
it. Yeah, fuck all that.
I mean, that's your
ask any
prerogative,
stoner
man.
if
That's
they
what
wanna
I'm
do that.
saying.
This is why most stoners like me are professionals and we buy a couple of different kinds of shit so we can switch throughout the week
Exactly.
Excuse me. I belched.
and get fucked up.
Hey,
Every
I
day.
uploaded 2 new old songs to Spotify tonight. As in, I wrote them 7 years ago, but they're officially being released now.
Well, that's good. Should
Slow
done that.
sale, bro.
Well, I put them up on SoundCloud. And I was like, well, why not put them on
I'm glad you did it
Spotify?
now, but you should have done it.
Do what?
I said I'm glad you did it now, but you should have done it.
Well, I didn't know how to then. I don't think the means to do so were available.
In order to switch,
Thank you all for watching the Brothers Podcast. This is the end of the show.
listen.
Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. I'll miss you.
Say
I
bye, Joe.
miss you.
Joe, say goodbye.
Love.
No. Okay. Well, Joe is not going to say goodbye, but we will. Bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
Oh, there he is.